So, okay, the cop wants to talk about open fields pertain to wildlife enforcement.
Okay.
Okay. So he says, hey, I know that some states, Oregon, Washington, Montana, have state level decisions that prevent their officers from enforcing wildlife law through administrative checks on posted private lands. And just to kind of break here. So what they're saying is that unless you have reasonable suspicion of hunting crimes, you can't go onto open fields and inspect.
Okay.
So are you aware of any cases in Nevada that would prevent a Nevada game warden from entering privately owned land to perform administrative checks on people engaged in hunting, fishing, or trapping?
I don't know of any, kind of like you were saying here, that there's specific statutes in those states. I don't know of one here in Nevada, unless you do. But if we're talking about open fields, then I say they're fine in doing so.
Yeah, I agree. So here's the deal. It's one of these issues, we don't want to be hopping fences, and we should have a reason to believe the hunting activity or trapping is going on in the property. We don't want to be pissing off our citizens. But the problem is this: there needs to be this balance between the government interest in protecting, or not protecting wildlife, but wildlife actually is not okay. So if a person owns 500 acres and there are 50 deer, right, on the property, who owns it? They do?
Oh, wait, the deer?
Yeah, deer.
Well, they're free to do what they want.
No. Who owns the deer? The people of Nevada or the person who owns the lands?
I truly don't know.
Okay, I know the answer. What's the answer for my online people?
That's a good question. I don't know.
500-acre property. Did I say 50 deer? There's
50 deer.
There's 50 deer on the property. Who owns that deer?
Guess the state, because you have to get a tag to shoot
the people or the person who owns the property, the person or the state?
Because you got to get a tag to shoot them, so maybe the state owns them. That's my guess.
Okay. That's the actually answer. So Rick and Joseph actually have the answer.
State.
Danny says because the state says so.
Is that why they can approve you going out there and getting them?
Yeah. So it's actually a natural resource, right? It's the same thing by gold, silver. We're in the silver state, right? So mines and so forth. And I guess the point is that fish, game, and mining are actually owned by the people of Nevada. Did you know that?
No.
Kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So therefore, is there a compelling government interest to make sure that a person that the government property, the people's property,
right,
make sure that they're not abusing it?
Absolutely.
There it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because of that, the game warden can go onto the land to make sure that there's not violations of state law, because ultimately it's not their property. Okay. If they shoot a deer without a tag, that is actually a crime against the people. And how do you, if you don't give these game wardens the ability and the authority to go onto the property to make sure, how do you ever catch them?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So, all right.
Yeah, okay.